price as a Mac Mini, which has actually been one of the best deals in tech for a little bit now, and I think this one's also shaping up to be pretty good value. I would not expect to edit videos or do anything really intensive on this thing. That'd be kind of crazy.
Well, Marquez, let's try something crazy. I'm sure you're gonna test this in your video too, but I saw a few people saying, like, if you wanna be editing 4K video, the Neo is not for you. And since this does share the same processor as the iPhone 16 Pro, which I edited plenty of 4K video on, I think it can handle it. Let's try a few things first. The very first things that jumped out to me as I unboxed the MacBook Neo is that it feels exactly as premium as every other Apple product.
Our goal is to make the best personal computers in the world and to make products we are proud to sell and would recommend to our family and friends. And we want to do that at the lowest prices we can. But I have to tell you, there's some stuff in our industry that we wouldn't be proud to ship, that we wouldn't be proud to recommend to our family and friends. And we can't do it. We just can't ship junk.
Now, there's lots of features that are removed from it. It is missing Touch ID, it's got relatively low specs. Like, this is absolutely a budget option. But what I really liked is it doesn't feel like it at all. Like, just from a tactile perspective and the experience of installing the operating system, it's just a complete Mac experience. I mean, before you've run anything, you don't have a sense that you are on a budget device at all. The only physical differences where you can feel it is the touchpad is the older style where it actually physically moves. So if you're used to the haptic trackpad on the modern MacBook Pros, you'll notice maybe this doesn't quite feel as nice, but if you're used to testing PC laptops, it's miles ahead of any of their trackpads. Just so you know, the review unit I've got here is slightly upgraded, meaning that it has 512 gigs of storage and it gets the Touch ID button in the top right of the keyboard. But even when it's upgraded, it's the exact same A18 Pro chip and 8 gigabytes of RAM. Now, a lot of people might think you can't do much with 8 gigs of RAM. Let's find out. The Neo only has 2 USB ports and a headphone jack, and the one furthest towards the back, that is a USB 3 port, and out of it you can run an external monitor. I plugged it into the Studio Display XDR, and it was sort of weird to watch it just working, like apps ran smoothly still, and this all did work. It did only run the monitor at 1080, and I could turn up the resolution up to 4K, and it was like making things smaller. I didn't want to kind of natively run at 4K, but this can support 4K. I wouldn't be choosing to run external monitors with it. Like, the point of this is really to be running it on the internal monitor. If you want something like that, I'd be looking at a Mac Mini if you're going to plug it in, but it did it and it worked. Of course, for test number 1, I'm going to open up the applications folder, select all, and open them just to see what happens. So this is what it looks like when I've got every single app running on the Mac Neo. I wouldn't actually use it like this. I have a feeling it'll really slow down, but just to show that, like, the overall operations, like as I command tab through these, everything's really fine. Let's open the Photos app. Just take a look at what it's like to flip through photos. Pretty darn quick. And actually, I'm gonna skip ahead because I didn't think this was gonna work as well. So let's jump straight into Final Cut Pro while everything else is still running. Didn't think that would happen. Look, I edited this simple 4K project in the timeline. Let's play it. And it is playing back with absolutely no issues. And it is showing the histograms, vector scope. I thought it was gonna do this well on its own, but like did I just spoil the video for myself? Like, this is actually, you know, editing 4K video on this computer is totally fine, even with every other app running. So let's take a look at a real example. This is a recent YouTube video I did. If you look up here, you can see this is a mix of 6K and 4K footage. If we go back to the main timeline, you can see if I hit play here, I get totally fine playback. This is a 4K timeline that I'm editing in. I'll skip ahead to when a little bit more is going on. So we've got a few transitions here, a couple titles and overlays, and you can see that this is also applying different LUTs. These are my Panasonic Lumix LUTs to transform from Vlog. And if you want to check them out, they're at stalman.com/shop. Great way to support the channel. But my point being, I can skip around through this YouTube video. Again, 4K, 6K. It's a pretty normal mix of just B-roll and then talking head videos on top of each other with titles. And look, it's working fine. Now, I should point out that in the view section, I do have it set to better performance. If we switch it to better quality, which is usually what I'm editing with on my M4 Max, oh, it's still playing back. I thought this wouldn't play back. Let's try it when there's some stacked video. Okay, it's still playing back. Let's try those transitions we were just looking at. Okay, here we go. So this is really the limit. So we got some text, some transitions, stacked layers, and that is more than the Neo can handle. And you know what? Apple doesn't even want me to be showing this example because this is not what the computer is meant for. Like, this is pushing it to the limits. I just want to show that if you want to edit a real YouTube video, you 100% could. Switch it over to better performance mode. And if that's still struggling a little, you could also pre-render your files, or you could use proxy files, and it's gonna play back just fine. Final Cut Pro is very well optimized for every Mac. Okay, well, I guess I shouldn't act too surprised. The iPhone 16 Pro is great, so running the same processor on a laptop, not surprised that it is as well. Let's try something that might stress it. I have another idea. Okay, we're back to nothing. The only other thing I'm gonna run is QuickTime to do a screen recording. Again, I was planning on not screen recording, that's why I have this other camera set up, because it tends to slow the machine down. It definitely affects the GPU, but I'm starting to get the feeling that this Neo can handle it, so let's just record everything here. Let's take a look at some photo editing. I also installed Photoshop and Lightroom on this computer. I've got a folder here of 100 megapixel photos that are from the Hasselblad camera, so these are raw, 100 megapixels. Each one is, let me check, each one is over 200 megabytes. Like, this is as big of photography as you could be working with. So let's see how Lightroom handles it. And this is Lightroom Classic, by the way. Let's start off by copying them. And for previews, let's build standard, because that's what I usually do. And just for fun, let's run a stopwatch at the same time. There we go, and we just finished importing. It took 50 seconds to import 50 100 megapixel photos. So 1 second per photo. This is very impressive. Now let's see what it's like to actually use. So flipping through them is instant. There's no slowdown at all. Zooming in, this is just zooming in on the preview. So, okay, right. So right now it's rendering the original. Loading, loading. I'm gonna keep this all in real time just so you actually know how long it takes. That's a bit of a delay. That's more than I would usually deal with on my MacBook Pro, but it can handle it. Like, this isn't impossible to work like this. See, loading. This is generating one-to-one previews, which we so far had only generated the standards. It's not bad. I mean, it's only a second or two. So if you want to just go through and do the basic culling, that's all available. And by the way, there is now assisted culling that uses AI inside of Lightroom. So let's actually just see how that handles it. And just by turning it on, it is analyzing the photos now. I have a feeling this has got to take a little bit longer. Here, while it's doing the culling, let's also just attempt some basic adjustments. So if I go into develop mode, I just want to kind of show you how it responds. Like, I don't think there's specific benchmarks I can show you, but let's say I want to add a mask of the sky. That's an AI process. You can see it's basically instant. Let's try adding a mask of the subject. Just taking a little bit longer, about 2 seconds there. Now we're affecting just the subject. Like, this is pretty responsive. Okay, now I'm gonna open this up inside of Photoshop. Let's see how long that takes to launch. The problem with doing real time in videos is very boring for you to see, but I think it's kind of important on this video to have a sense of what is it actually like to launch Photoshop, watch it bounce. Again, this isn't what I think people should be doing with the Neo. It's not its purpose at all. I just want to say that, like, I think this can go beyond what people are going to be buying it for. The student that buys it just to write their essays can also shoot videos in 4K on their iPhone and edit those and start a YouTube channel if they want. If they get into shooting raw photography with their iPhone, those are 48 megapixels. They're going to be able to open those, edit those raw images, export them. And it won't be the fastest possible experience, but you absolutely can do it. If we just remember a few years ago with the Intel era machines, like, all of the machines would take this long. Everything was slower. So the fact that we're able to do this with the absolute cheapest Mac right now, I just think is really pretty incredible. And here we go. Now it is open in Photoshop. So let's just kind of take a look around, zoom in. You can see it stutters more than a MacBook Pro would, but the fact is, like, this is absolutely open and working. And like, there's nothing that would prevent me from finishing this photo and editing it and getting it done. A comment that I saw a few times on social media was like, it's basically just a big iPad, which is a really weird take to me. Anyway, let's go to apple.ca. I mean, I'm in Canada, and let's just see if we add to our cart, what's the most affordable iPad? The regular one. Choose a color, 128 gigabytes, Wi-Fi only, no engraving, no Apple Pencil, but okay, we're going to add a keyboard so that it's similar to the MacBook Neo. And if we add those up, it's $499 plus $329 Canadian, which comes to $828. Now let's check out the Neo. And remember, this is a Mac. It's running Mac OS, which I much prefer to iPad OS. It's a lot more capable in so many ways. I want you to go for the base model, 256 gigabytes, so a few more than that iPad. We've got no trade-in, and there's nothing else you can really upgrade about this, no Apple Care. And check it out, $799. It is cheaper to get the Neo than an iPad and a keyboard, and to me, way more capable. And you know what? I think I answered most of the questions I had when I opened up the MacBook Neo. No matter how little you're doing on your Mac, like you're just watching videos, you're listening to music, you're browsing the web, it's going to be able to do a bit more than that. It can probably handle whatever you're going to throw at it. Not too long ago, the most affordable laptop meant you were getting something like a Chromebook that would barely work, and it was only really meant to run web apps, and we are just clearly far beyond that point. This can do things locally, more than I expected, so I'm really glad to say that the MacBook Neo is kind of a hit for me. I wish that the MacBook Pro came in colors like this because it just looks awesome. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Check out the next video because there will be a lot more coverage of all of the Apple products that were just announced coming soon. I'll see you in the next one.